All right. So update number 3. They've been working on the floors, drywall, putting in doors, putting in lighting. So, as you can see, the floors have been pulled up in all the rooms. So that wasn't the original plan. The original plan was really just to lay the vinyl flooring over the old existing floors, but on this wall right here, which we actually had to tear up to find out what was going on, the old floors had signs of moisture. So when we started poking at the floors, come to find out that the wood floors were deteriorating and rotting. So made the decision to just go ahead and rip out all the floors, which was a pretty big task for those guys, and they had to, lay down a bunch of self-leveling stuff and grind away and all that stuff, make sure everything was nice, flat, and level. So got all that done. So now the floors will be done, correctly versus just laying it over the old flooring. So anytime we want to, if we ever decide to change flooring, which ain't gonna do, but if we did, everything's all straight and nice and neat. So also drywall. So they started doing the drywall today. So they basically closed in Leslie's office here, and they got the doors in, but they put in drywall and cover up all the old holes in the walls that were exposed. So that's done. So the kitchen's been pretty much, for the most part, all the drywall work in here is done, except for some of the spots in the ceiling, but they've mudded this room in. So got that done. And then, like I mentioned, the doors. So here's Leslie's office. So we got the French doors in. That's just a covering over the window so it doesn't get scratched, and you can paint and it eventually peels off. Also put in new doors for everything on the first floor. So these, shaker style doors, kind of more updated look. So everything is consistent as far as doors go, and it doesn't look all crazy. So that looks good. And what else? The electricians were also here last week, so got all those recessed lights put in. Also, me and my buddy Landon, ran a bunch of speaker wire and Cat 5, which we still got a bunch to do because we ended up probably doing more fishing than wiring, but we got a lot of these wires up, so I'm going to put in-ceiling surround sound speakers in the living room. Also going to put a couple speakers here in the kitchen, really probably throughout the whole first floor, even upstairs. Obviously, we're going to do patio speakers, probably some rock speakers out in the backyard, so we'll have sounds throughout the whole house and the property. So that will be pretty cool. And then also this fireplace. So this originally was framed in with columns and had drywall, basically covered the whole fireplace. It had tile around it. So we were going to do a shiplap thing around it. So we tore it all apart, and what we found behind it was this brick fireplace, which we think is going to look really good by painting it all white, and then inside all black. So we're also going to do some shelving and cabinets to the right and left of it. So that's what we've decided to do for that area. So that'll be nice. But next week the cabinets arrive. They're not going to be installed, but they get delivered, so we get a chance to look at that. And then next weekend I'll be the guy that paints this place. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll paint. I got to paint the ceilings, walls, trim, the whole 9. So I'll do that next week. That way it's all done before they put the floors in, so I can make as big of a mess as I want and not have to worry about it. But that's pretty much it. That's update number 3. Also, we got an offer on our old house out in Oakleaf. So everything should close on June 12th. We already scheduled movers for June 8th. So that's pretty exciting also. Everything seems to be moving right along. So, yep, pretty excited.